Hey Brick fans, and welcome to the Brick Bakery, where all our jokes are half baked, and today we're doing an interview with MRN Bricks. Today we're talking with MRN Bricks, who's also known as MariosRightNut. It's a channel that has specialized in doing mega MOCs, and he's done some really impressive skyscrapers over the years. The channel is only 200 subscribers away from reaching 4,000, and that is pretty impressive. The first Lego related video on his channel is from 2015, and he's seen some great growth since then. If you haven't already checked out his channel, you can do so by following the link below. But without further ado, let's meet the guy, MariosRightNut.
Hey friends, Mr. Bakery. Thank you for having me. I have enjoyed watching the other videos in this series, and I'm really honored and thankful that you chose to do one of these Q&A sessions with me. It should be fun, so let's get into it.
It's great to have you here, and I've really been looking forward to this collaboration. Now let's just get into the first question. And the first question is, what is your main inspiration for MOCs?
Well, I thought about that a lot, and I think that the main inspiration that I use is two different things. One is I want a building of such and such color, or I want to use such and such parts. Most of the MOCs that I've built recently have been buildings, skyscrapers, modular buildings, whatever. So, like, I want to do something in green and dark green, or yellow or purple or sand green or something. So I kind of designed a building around that. But one of the first skyscrapers I designed a couple of years ago now was called Terry's Tower. I had some of these doors when I was a kid from the old Aquatron or Aqua whatever sets. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat to have one of them as like an entrance to a building? So I started with that, and I wanted to make it yellow and tall. And so I was like, what else can I use? So I remember when I was a kid, I had a bunch of these pieces here. The blue one, obviously, not, well, I had the hinges and the plate, or the tiles, but I wanted to use these in the build, amongst other things. So what I kind of did is I picked out what else was in this main color group. So I found these neat windows here that are from like a crane or something, and then these round ones kind of tucked back in here, and I found these. You can see how dusty they are, so I need to clean, and I kind of designed around that. So from then it just took, okay, I want to make it a base plate big, so I got so much room to work with. And then I just went about trying to incorporate all these pieces and adding little details in it, like the little overlip hang here to give it some depth, the notched out corner to kind of make it more detail, and then I wanted, rather than just a flat side, kind of come in, and then you could use these parts in here like this. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and you just go from there and see what works better. And
when we build things out of Lego, or just try to be creative in any other sense, there are things that challenges us and might be difficult. But what do you find is the hardest part about MOCs?
Aside from coming up with an idea to have one or make one that's good, I would say finding all the pieces. Now, granted, you can get them pretty easily off Bricklink and everything, but I'm talking about having to wait. Like this building I showed you just a minute ago, probably took me 6 months to build it because I had to put in so many orders on Bricklink. And that's the same thing with like the Mega MOC series I've been doing recently. I designed all those buildings probably about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Actually, it's been probably over 2 years by now. And then in March, I made the decision to try and order all the pieces. And it's, what is it, almost October, and I still don't have them all. I've had all of them for some of them, but just the patience it takes months to do this. People look at it on your channel and you have all this cool stuff, and you're like, hey man, this took years. So I'd say, yeah, patience.
When I was a kid, I wanted almost every Lego set I ever saw, but I didn't get every one of them, of course. So I'm wondering, are there any Lego sets that you remember wanting that you didn't get, and that you might have gotten later on or are planning to get?
I actually do have both the ones that I want to mention here. Unfortunately, one of them is packed away, so I can't show you, but it's 6986 from the Space Police. That one. I always liked that theme. When I was young, we didn't have a lot, so I had all the little sets, but I had a bunch of these little space sets, and I never got the big ones. And another one was this one, the M-Tron, was it Magnacore Magnetizer, whatever. Pretty cool. I remember some of my friends had this, and I always liked these big tires and these big panel pieces here. And of course, playing with all the magnets was a lot of fun too. So we used to have little moon landings and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, those two sets are probably the ones I wanted, and I have got them, so that's really cool. It was a lot of fun building this one.
Over the years, there's been a lot of great themes in LEGO, and they're usually not continued forever. They're usually discontinued at some point. So I'm wondering, are there any of these discontinued sets that you would like to come back?
I'm going to have to go again with the space sets, and not the weird ones with all the little bitty pieces that are all these little different builds, but like each individual ships like they had back in the 80s and early 90s. Those are my favorite, and I think people would buy them now, but for some reason they've kind of moved away from the space. So hopefully they'll come back at some point. And another thing, they kind of did it with the new BB-8 model, but stuff like Yoda here, and Darth Maul, and even R2-D2 down here. They have all these little statues, and Yoda still has his Christmas hat on from 3 years ago. But I love these little builds like this. You know, they have some of the other ones that are like the dragon. But again, these are all from like the early 2000s. And I did buy him in college. He was sitting on my desk the whole time, and he's been here ever since. Yeah, those are the ones I miss. I really like building these top-down little statue ones.
Now, there are many shapes and types of Lego bricks out there, and there are so many possibilities. But if you could only choose one brick to build with, which one would it be?
That's pretty tough. It's hard to choose, but I think I would have to go with a 1x4 brick. And the reasoning behind this is you can build a lot of things from this. You could build buildings, you could build ships, you could build, you know, underwater stuff, you could build roads, you could build houses, you could build everything from this one little brick. Granted, it wouldn't have a lot of detail on it, but you could do it, and it would be interesting. And that's actually a pretty interesting challenge I might have to take on one day, is what can you build using a single brick, or a single type of brick, even if you get different colors. But yeah, that's definitely my choice, is the 1x4. I choose this over the 2x4 because it's a lot more versatile. With the 2x4, if you put it, you know, this way, you're stuck with 2 wide, but this way you can have 1, and you can put them on 2, 3 or whatever, or you can turn it this way. So yeah, that would be my choice, is this 1x4 brick.
That's about everything we have time for today. I would like to say thank you for coming. It's been great to have you here. I've really enjoyed this little collab.
Hey, well, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun, and I really enjoy these videos, especially learning more about all these different people. And I've got 2 new people I watch now because I had never heard of them before you brought them to my attention. So this is great, and I look forward to watching more of them. Again, thank you for having me, and see you later, everybody.
That was MariosRightNut. That's a channel I really enjoy following, and maybe you will too. Whatever the case is, you should head over there right now, because MariosRightNut is interviewing me on his channel, so you want to see how that turns out. But that's all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and hope I'll see you guys next Monday.